When I was querying, or even before that, I thought I would hit a magical subscriber number here on YouTube or a follower number on Instagram, and the publishing world would just come knocking. Now I have small numbers compared to mega influencers, so that's not going to happen. But a lot of first time authors worry that their social media presence will hinder their opportunities at getting a deal if it's too small, or they think a big subscriber count will do all the work for them. Let's see what's true. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and I also publish under the pen names Mary Kate Williams and Kate Williams. I love sharing my insights about all things books and publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified when I put out new videos every week about publishing, making it creative being an author, and now being a mompreneur. Now, this video is for authors who are looking to get a traditional publishing deal. And I need to make a big caveat here that I write fiction. I queried a novel, I've sold novels. So, for anyone looking to write nonfiction as an authority on a topic, you're going to need followers or other social proof that you are indeed an authority that other experts in your field trust and will recommend. So, if that's you, there's probably a video from another nonfiction author talking about follower counts, subscriber counts, things like that. Today, we're talking about fiction, so let's dive in. So, I'm going to break down for you my follower counts at each inflection point or point in the process of getting traditionally published. Now, the first was getting an agent. All right. Now, back in January 2023, I thought it was hot stuff, right? Like I had 9,000 YouTube subscribers. I thought that would bring all the literary agents to my yard. No, it turns out that you really just need like a solid hook, concise query, and fantastic manuscript. That's what you need. Um, Now, disclaimer being that I did not query until late January 2023. I was just shy of 10,000 subscribers. When I queried my agent that I signed with, I had only 9,000 subscribers. By the time we signed, I had 10,000. YouTube is my biggest audience by far, like bigger than my other social media combined, like exponentially bigger than my newsletter. So, hint, hint, subscribe to my newsletter, follow me on social media because I actually post more timely updates there. Anyways, when I had the call with my agent, she did not ask about my social media following. We ended up talking so long, we had to do a second call. She did offer me representation on the first call, though, but we scheduled the second call so I could ask more questions because that's just who I am, asking a million questions. Sorry, Christina and Isabel. On that second call, she did ask me about my social media following, but it was more just informative. And I accepted her offer representation on that call. So my social media following seemed to have no bearing on the offer of representation, right? Because she offered before we really talked about it. Now, for the first deal that we got, which was for Heifer, it was a translation deal. When we went on submission, I had 15,000 subscribers on this channel. Very good. Within 7 weeks, we had that first offer for the French translation. At that point, I had 16,000 subscribers on this channel. Pretty exciting. And my Instagram had just hit 1,500 followers at the end of 2024. So by the time the book came out. So again, not big numbers in terms of like, whoa, mega influencer, we need to capitalize on this. At no point did anyone on the Hugo team ask me to promote the book on my channels, largely because I'm in the US. I only speak English and they translate to French. So my social media base was kind of like not in French speaking regions. I know I have followers who speak French, but not a lot of them. And I think they generally were like, no, we've got this. No, don't try. We know our market, which is totally fine. And I respect that. And that's why they're the pros. They know what they're doing. But it did not seem that my following or lack of a following had any bearing on that. Now, for the second deal for Fake Out Make Out, which we're calling FOMO because we love a good nickname around here, when we went on submission in February 2025, I was like 100 subscribers shy of 25,000 subscribers. Okay. And I still had about 1,500 Instagram followers. So I was notified on May 23rd, 2025, that we had our first offer, and I was just shy of 27,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1,600 followers on Instagram. So getting a little bit better. Can you tell my Instagram is growing slower, but I post more frequent updates there for y'all. So maybe, just follow me there because yeah, help me out. Now, we did discuss my reach on the first call that I had with my editor, but it was more around should I start a new social channel for this pen name or keep the current ones? I was given the option. I said I wanted to keep it all as one, mainly because I. I'm barely keeping up with the one account. Like, I don't know if I could manage building up a whole new one. Um, and the team respected my preference instead of spinning up something totally new. I think if I had a separate series that was for children or YA specifically, I would separate because my existing content is for grown-ups. Like there's violent scenes, there's swear words, the new adult romance will have some spice. So I would keep that separate. But at this time, I don't need to do that because all my stuff is for grown-ups. Did my audience size help me get a deal? I really don't think so. No one said like, yes, we need to see so many posts to your audience over this time. Like, granted, I think my audience is big. I love all of you guys who are subscribed. And that's why I want us to keep growing. But like in terms of social media influencer, that I am not. I am not. And I don't think that's something where like a publisher was like, yes, we need to sign that. Like, sure, if I was like a super famous celebrity and I wanted to publish something, yeah, I'm sure a publisher would be like, yes, we will make that deal because we know people will buy it because you're super famous, but I'm not. So it really was the quality of the query that got me the agent, the quality of the book that got the deal. Um, I know that's a big concern for new authors that they feel like they won't get a deal if they don't have a social media presence or they have a very little presence. I really don't think that's the case. It doesn't feel that way to me. I also think making connections with other authors and readers is always a benefit. But if it feels stressful or if it feels forced, like pause and reassess your social media time then. Yeah. So, what other questions do you have about my journey of getting a traditional publishing deal? I literally take your questions and turn them into a video. So, please let me know. If you found this information helpful or reassuring, please give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, or hit the shiny thank you button. That tells YouTube you got value from this information, and then they can get it in front of other authors like us. And you can get back to writing your book.